quality brand name products at affordable wholesale prices, Cash and Carry is the perfect place to shop. Whether shopping for individual, business, churches, or more, Cash and Carry is sure to meet your needs. Cash and Carry of Cookeville, 931-528-8050.
Pretty good start. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Watson Brown Show, presented by IWC Cash and Carry, alongside Tennessee Tech head coach Watson Brown. I'm your host, Buddy Pearson. Well, the Golden Eagles started off the 2014 with a 33-7 victory over Kentucky Christian this past Thursday night at Tucker Stadium. This week, they hit the road. They travel to Terre Haute, Indiana, to take on Indiana State. But before we talk about those contests, Coach, a little congratulations is in order. You signed a contract extension that's been already announced. You're going to be here through the year 2019, and congratulations.
That's with good health.
Yes.
With good health.
And sanity.
I thought I thought you were going to say congratulations on the win. Wasn't it nice to win one and not play good? I haven't done that very often.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything about not playing good. I was going to let you talk about that. But a win is always good.
And I bet in my 30 years I've not had 3 or 4 of those.
Really?
We've always played people as good, if not better than us, and if we didn't play well, we just got beat. And I thought we looked tired in the game for some reason, and we got to look at a lot of the things. It's first July we've ever been able to work with the kids. I'm not sure we didn't overdo them a little bit, and they just looked fresher than us in the game. We were just a better team and won the game. But in some ways I'm not sure that's not good for us. It'll give us an opportunity now to put a thumb on some things a little bit and see if we can't get better.
And what about having a Thursday game prior to a good long road trip that you're going to take this week to Terre Haute? That's got to be a little beneficial.
Well, I really think it is. I think it'll help us. We got an extra practice on those guys a little bit today, and we needed the rest a little bit. We took a couple of days off this weekend where we just didn't do anything with the players, and they look quicker to me this afternoon than they did at any point in the game Thursday night.
Well, that's good. Well, the Golden Eagles did get off to a good start in the home opener against the Knights, as we check out the first half highlights brought to you by Wendy's Breakfast of Cookeville. Coach, a couple of new traditions. First, the running of the freshmen. Dr. Oldham leading the freshman class out, and wow, what a neat scene. And there were a lot of freshmen out there.
It is really neat. That's the second time that I've got to watch that, and this is a new tradition too, with our eagle out there and touching the eagle as we come on the field. I think that's going to be a neat thing. We're going to carry it with us on the road, and do the same thing. So it was a neat start and a neat start to the game. We scored 2 of the first 3 times we had the ball, and thank goodness we did.
Yeah, what's becoming a pretty good tradition, Ladarius Van Leer returning kicks. Boy, does he do a good job.
Oh, he's so quick, and what he's doing such a better job of now is he's catching the ball so much better. I mean, that's been his struggle. Once he get his hands on the ball, he's pretty good. But and I thought the other night he caught the ball the best I've ever seen him catch it.
First drive of the game, Jared Davis to Darian Stone, that QW position working pretty well.
Yeah, that wasn't an issue in the game at all. Of course, we just started on it, and you'll see him throwing a lot more passes, doing a lot more things. I like our new jersey. I like the simplicity of it, and I like the white number better than I did the gold numbers too. But that's our new running back, Willie Davis, who transferred from South Florida. That's Tim Benford's brother, and I think he's going to be a very good football player. He's still just learning our offense. He's only been here 3 weeks, and back to the kicking game was the best thing of the night. Our defense was okay. Their offense really is not very good at all, and we didn't play great on defense. Offense, I thought, was very poor. I thought our kicking teams were very good in the game.
Akpakawark got the big left-handed paw in there to block the field goal, and then play the game perhaps here just a few seconds before the end of the first half. Coach, Kentucky Christian trying to run it out of their end zone, and you guys just stuff them.
Yeah, that was an unbalanced line that they lined up in. We had a nice look at that in practice, and we're prepared for it and made a nice play. But the big play to me was before that, when we punt the ball down to the 1-foot line.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. Again, kicking game set that up.
Yeah, that was a good job. Well, you had a couple of touchdowns there, of course. The pass to Darian Stone, the run by Willie Davis, and then the safety. You're up 16-0. How are you feeling at halftime?
Well, I feel good. I never thought the game was in doubt. I always thought we had control, but at the same time, I didn't think we were very good on offense, and I wanted us to get better. We didn't improve really in the second half. And overall, buddy, I just thought our team looked sluggish in the game, and we thought we were heavy-legged, and we working on getting our legs back a little bit too. They also did something to us that we didn't expect. It came out in a complete different defense than what we had practiced, and the new front, new coverages, new blitzes. Everything was different than what we had practiced. I didn't think our kids handled that very well.
Well, the Golden Eagles would find the end zone a couple of more times in the second half. As we check out those second half highlights, brought to you by Miller Lite. Golden Eagles get on the board. John Arnold, a 45-yard field goal. Coach, your redshirt freshman was had a perfect night, a field goal, and 4 extra points.
Yeah, I thought that was a good sign. Both kicker and punter were on the field for the first time in a ball game. I thought both of them were very good in the game, and even our kickoffs were better. I thought we placed them really well, but at the same time, we got down to the end zone twice and didn't get in. Really a couple of bad calls by me. That also was a piece of it. I thought there was a short yardage play where we ran Darian off tackle, and that wasn't a good call. Then there was another one later in the quarter. So there was a couple of critical third and fourth downs that I didn't help the offense much with either.
Speaking of Darian Stone, he had a 10-yard run there, and now the defense takes over. Tennessee Tech comes up with a big fumble. Bill Dillard jumps on it, very opportunistic there, and defense looked pretty good.
Yeah, I thought we played. I thought we played very average on defense, but we played good because the opponent wasn't very good, and they really struggled last year on offense. They still have a tough time. Just got to get the ball to number 9, Cody Matthews, as much as we can. He caught 6 balls. He only played about a half the game. We did play a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially in the second half. Once we felt comfortable, we wanted to play our players and get them out there because we got a tough schedule coming up. And so Cody only played about half the game, but at the same time, there he is catching just a little hitch and turning it into a long run.
Yeah, 35-yard touchdown pass from Davis. He had 6 catches, 74 yards, including that touchdown there. And, Coach, like you said, when number 9's healthy, he looks pretty good.
We just got to keep him healthy. I think he's very important to us. And all that was a little sight, what we call as a running play, and they had a blitz on, so the quarterback raises up and throws the ball outside when he sees the blitz. That wasn't even a call pass that we scored on. That was a running play that Jerry just flipped it out there to the flats to him.
For 59 minutes, 10 seconds, you hold the shutout. They score with 50 seconds to go. Final score there, Tennessee Tech wins it 33-7. Coach, I know you talked about some disappointments, but like you said, still a good win when you don't play your best football.
Well, I'm not disappointed at all.
Good.
A win's a win.
Yeah.
We didn't play well, but if we're going to play well, I'd rather play well a little later anyway.
Yeah.
So just getting the victory is big. I watched a lot of people through the weekend not play well and get wins.
Yeah.
It's nice to play somebody that you're better than, that you can do that with. And like I said, buddy, in my 30 years as a head coach, I bet that hadn't happened 5 times, that we've not played well, but we've just been so much better than who we played.
Looking back at the tape, was there anything that really stood out that maybe we didn't see in the highlights? Or?
Our offensive line played really poor.
Yeah.
We had a tough night in the offensive line for some reason. Again, we saw so many different things that we haven't seen. I didn't think our offensive line reacted to it very well. They do have one bona fide guy would be an all-OVC tackle playing in there, that number 94. I forget his name. I think it was Johnston. He's 6'4", 285 pounds, and he wore us out in the game. He is really a good football player. I don't know where he came from. I'd like to have known earlier and got him in some purple instead of having him in red and black.
Well, there were some other teams in the Ohio Valley Conference also in action. As we check out the OVC scoreboard, brought to you by the OVC Digital Network. Coach, a lot of teams playing some of those FBS schools. Eastern Illinois taking on Minnesota. No surprise there. Minnesota wins that one 42-20. Andrew Manley, the new quarterback for EIU, 18 of 34 for 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Elsewhere, it was Eastern Kentucky defeating Robert Morris 29-10. Jared McClain, 11 of 17, 134 yards. And Deshaun Mobley, 25 carries, 142 yards. Elsewhere around the league, Murray State rolls up 73 points in a win over Union College, Kentucky. Chandler Whittlesey, 17 of 30 for 176 yards. Levance Anderson, 10 carries, 49 yards, 2 touchdowns. Southeast Missouri, 77 points. I didn't know their scoreboard could go that high. 77-0 to win over Missouri Baptist. DeMarco Billups, 4 of 12, 39 yards and an interception. Looking pretty good there for SEMO. Elsewhere around the league, Michigan State, ranked number 8th in the country, 45-7 over Jacksonville State. It was UT Martin losing to Kentucky, 59-14. Thought that game might be a little closer, Coach. Elsewhere, it was Memphis defeating Austin Peay 63-0, and it was TSU over Edward Waters, 58-6. Taryn Williams, 4 of 8 passing. They ran the ball obviously quite a bit there for the Tigers. Any surprises there when you looked at?
I don't think you really got anything out of any of that. The teams playing the better teams, the FBS people, were all about what you would have expected. Maybe some of us didn't play as well in those games as I thought we might. That's number one. And then number two, other people just playing people they're better than. And some of the teams that we're playing are worse than even maybe some of the others were playing. So nobody really had one of those games where you just can tell. We've got one. Yeah. We've got one this week where it's an FCS opponent, and we'll see where we are. And I think it'll take about 3 weeks to me before we're going to know what some of these teams are really like. I didn't get much out of that weekend.
Yeah. Hey, stick around. We got a lot more Watson Brown Show coming your way. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
Tennessee Tech tickets available at 931-372-3940 or ttusports.com.
Welcome back to the Watson Brown Show. You know, there are some new Golden Eagle faces on the roster this season, and one of those new faces just happens to be on the offensive line. Blake Lovano is our Golden Eagle player profile this week, and this is brought to you by Zaxby's.
Blake Lovano from Pasadena, California, offensive line. Got started playing football through high school back in my hometown, Arcata, California. There kind of just taught me the game and kind of taught me how to play, and then from there I just kind of took my level to junior college ranks, and junior college progressed here. I realized I could play the collegiate level when I was playing at junior college, and I was playing arguably the best conference in Southern California, let alone California. And I just felt that it allowed me to, grow as an individual and play better and play stronger. And when I played against the best conference, I felt as if I could play at the highest level now. What made me decide to come to Tennessee Tech was that it not only gave me an opportunity to get a great education, but it also gave me the opportunity to play at the highest level, which was ultimately my biggest goal. My biggest inspiration in the sport would probably be my mom. My mom kind of pushes me through everything I do. She instilled in me a long time ago that I have to believe to achieve in anything I do. So with anything I do, it's just because of her, because she's always just taught me to believe in anything I do. I think my teammates would describe me as the type of person from the West Coast who always represents where he's from. Always talking about the types of food, we have between the Mexican food, the In-N-Out, all the things that I've always missed back home, and I just represent my state and where I'm from. I would describe myself as a player as someone who is just willing to always work hard at everything he does and never give up, and have a lot of enthusiasm and confidence, and just trying anything new. What motivates me inside the trenches is that it allows me, the entire offense, if you want to look at your football team, the toughness as a football team, the first place you look at is an offensive lineman. And if your offensive linemen aren't tough enough, then you don't have a tough team. So with being an offensive lineman, you have to be tough in order to handle anything that's thrown at you, between blitzes, defenses, and you have to be able to react within a short amount of time. And when you react in that short amount of time, great things can happen, such as big plays, touchdowns, and rejoice.
Coach, always a good opportunity when you can find somebody like that from the junior college ranks.
Yeah, what a neat kid too, huh? He's classy, and he's going to be a really good player here, buddy. He's new. He's just been in the system now about a half a year at the most, and he's had to play guard and tackle. I think he'll still have to do that till we settle in. I really think he's a guard. We'd really like to leave him at guard, but when Matt Martin got hurt a little bit at tackle, we had to put him back out to tackle. Matt played a little bit in the game. Maybe his shoulder's going to be better, and we can put Blake back at guard. I think he's going to be a really good player here.
Good deal. Hey, did you know that pretty much all Tennessee Tech student athletes are very active in the community? Yeah, they sure are. And
nice to
that
know,
just
buddy.
happens to be our next segment, which is Tech in the Community, brought to you by Pepsi. See, look here, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Javon, out at Safe Night Out, you've got to spend the evening meeting a lot of young kids and potential fans.
It was fun. I love just coming out here. I've been here for 4 years now, and I got to meet all of Cookeville's community, and I love that they support us, so we come here and support them back.
These are the folks that are your fans when you go and play in Evelyn Center.
Yes, they are our fans. Walking around here, I had a few kids come up to me asking for autographs, asking about the new players and their expectations for next year, so it's interesting. It's fun.
How hard is it, or how much opportunity does a student athlete have to get involved in a community at things like this?
I think it's a lot of opportunity just because you get to come and be active with other people in your community, because you don't really get the chance when you're busy doing homework or volleyball or school and sports and all that kind of stuff. So it's really fun to come out and do something like this and be able to be part of the community.
You've been here in Cookeville for about 7 months now since you transferred to Tech. How difficult, how easy was it to settle in? Do you feel settled in the community, in the campus?
Yeah, I'm loving it. From the minute I got here, I really loved it. I really settled in, got to know a lot of the people, and they were all so welcoming and really warm.
That's one of the neat things about Tennessee Tech, Coach. You see these student athletes get out there in the community, and even on Safe Night, I mean, you see them involved in everything.
You do in all sports. I think that's neat, and but it's also a neat community because it's a college community, buddy, and I think that's neat for our athletes. When we go out, everybody knows the Tech athletes and look forward to seeing the Tech athletes, and so it's a two-way street. I think it makes our kids feel good when they get out in the community.
Well, there have been some outstanding athletes come through Tennessee Tech, not just in football, but in all sports. As a matter of fact, there was one that played some pretty good golf when he was in school here, and now he's a dentist in Cookeville. Let's see where Clark Childress has landed in our Where Have They Landed segment, brought to you by the Golden Eagle Sports Network.
I'm Clark Childress. I played golf at Tennessee Tech from 1972 through 1974. I grew up in Cookeville, Tennessee. My parents both attended Tennessee Tech. I went to Cookeville High School, and then from there attended Tennessee Tech. I came to Tennessee Tech because, as I stated, I was very familiar with the school itself, and at the time I was offered a golf scholarship here. I had been contacted by several other schools, but I decided that with the line of work that I wanted to follow, that this would be the best place for me to pursue that and be able to play golf at the same time. We had the opportunity to go to St. Andrews, Scotland to play in a golf tournament, and it was through the university. It was a university tournament held there, and the university allowed us, paid part of our way to go. We had to pay some of it ourselves, but I would have never had the opportunity to play those courses at that time with players of the caliber that I got to play with if it hadn't been for playing for Tech, and just that's a wonderful memory. Never forget that. After graduating from Tennessee Tech, I enrolled or was accepted in dental school at University of Tennessee in Memphis. I was part of the last 3-year program there and graduated, started in January of 1977 and graduated in December of 1979, so I had 3 years there in Memphis. My involvement with Tennessee Tech athletics now involves taking care of the needs, dental needs, emergency and otherwise, of the athletes, all athletes, men's and women's sports. Football, fabricate knot guards, mouth guards, and any kind of other injuries or any other questions that the trainers have, I'm Clark Childress, and that's where I landed.
Coach, I'll tell you what, I'll take Clark Childress on my scramble team any day, and his son Jim.
Are you telling me you're going to bump me out now? And you're going
No.
I thought I'm
just saying
you.
we might want to recruit them. You might want to recruit Clark for our team next year.
Well, if it's just me and you, we ain't going to win a whole lot, so we better go recruit somebody. But no, I hear they're good. I've never played with them, but I've heard the whole family's pretty good.
That's a pretty good golf and family. And what they do with the dental capacity with Tech, I know that's got to be important too.
It just as I said just a minute ago, the whole community to me is, that's one of the neat things about Tennessee Tech is the community, all the people in the community. So many people here went to Tennessee Tech. I don't know that I realized I'd been gone 40 years when I came back, but so many of the folks that live in the area are Tech graduates.
Yep. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Coach Brown's going to take Twitter questions from some of our viewers, and we're going to talk about Indiana State. Don't go away.
Tennessee Tech tickets available at 931-372-3940 or ttusports.com.
Welcome back to the Watson Brown Show, presented by IWC Cash and Carry. Well, if you have a question for Coach Brown, you can tweet it at TTU Golden Eagles. Now, we do have some questions for you, Coach, as we move into the segment sponsored by Golden Eagle Sports Network. We've got a Twitter question from Marmar24. Marmar wants to know, what can you take away from the first game of the season?
You know, team-wise, not a whole lot. We can play a whole lot better, but there were a lot of individual performances that I thought were good. Van Leer was much improved.
Yeah.
Excited about our punter and kicker and their first time on the field and how they played. I thought there were a lot of good individual things in the game, but as far as the team thing, we didn't get a lot out of it because we can play much better than we played.
Our next Twitter question comes from BWiz29, and BWiz wants to know, judging by the game against Kentucky Christian, how did the QW scheme perform?
The QWs played really well in the game. I thought they were the best performers on the offense, and good to get Brock McCoy out there for his first time to play.
Yeah.
I thought Brock played really well, and he got hit in the back on a pass that was just another breakdown in pass protection. So, but at the same time, I thought Darian and Brock both played really well. Didn't see us throw a lot of balls we weren't going to. It was going to be a very conservative night that way, but I thought the QW position played well because the two players that play there.
And this wasn't a game where you were going to open up the playbook anyway.
No, this position will grow as the year goes on.
Right.
We'll do a lot with them as it goes. They're learning to play receiver right now.
Yeah.
And thought both of them did some good things, caught some bubbles out there,
Yes.
and Brock made some nice runs. Darren caught a touchdown pass. It'll take the whole season to really get the ins and outs, I think, of what we want to do with this position.
Got one more Twitter question for you, Coach. It's from Gate Hair. How do you prepare for a 3-game road series?
Oh, this is tough. I don't know if we've ever had a succession of games like this. So we go to Indiana State, who played Indiana very well Saturday. We beat them here. That's going to be a tough opponent. It's a big game for them because they go to Ball State again next week. They need to win one. We're going to catch them at their best. And then we play two top 25 teams back-to-back in TSU and Northern Iowa. So this is I think this is the toughest part of the schedule right here that we're going to take on.
Yeah. Well, the Golden Eagles do hit the road this week with a trip to Terre Haute, Indiana, to take on Indiana State. As we move into the next opponent segment, brought to you by the FCS Network. And Coach, Terre Haute, it's a place you know because you usually go up there when you stay and play at Eastern Illinois.
When we beat EIU a couple of years ago to win the championship, we stayed at this hotel. You know me, I'm going back.
Yeah.
We went back again to play EIU, and it didn't work as well. Jimmy Garoppolo had a little bit to do with that. But we're going to play, we're in Terre Haute, and the stadium's not 5 minutes from us. So we're going right back to the same hotel for a third time, and then you can see the lights from the hotel. So look forward to the trip. It's not a bad trip. We'll stop halfway going up and work out at a high school field in Kentucky, and then go on into Indiana. And I look forward to the trip, and this is a fun team to play. It was a great football game last year.
It was a great football game last year.
A great game. They really stuck it to us in a stat way in the game. Here's a nice screen pass to Bell, who's just a great player. Breaks his foot in the game. Both starting running backs were gone for the year in this football game, so it was a game that hurt both of us. Big play there on an interception when they're moving the ball again. Jared Davis had to come in. Darian Stone got knocked out in the third quarter.
Yeah.
And Jared came in and took us down for a big drive in the fourth quarter to take the lead, and then we pick a pass off. I guess this is the drive right here. No, this is still must be in the third quarter, but it was just a great football game, and I expect it to be another great football game again. We're two equal teams in a lot of ways, in my opinion, and you know, both of us last year got injured after that game a lot.
Right.
Both teams got injured.
It was a physical football game.
We won more games than they won, but both of us got injured more as the season went on. Here's some more, I guess, some more highlights from it here.
Tennessee Tech won that game last year 38-37, and it was a nail-biter right to the end.
Oh, we intercept the pass, one more first down in there in field goal range to try to win the game. Again, this quarterback can play. He scares me a lot, and we're going to have to contain him.
Now, Indiana State played the University of Indiana this past week. They went to Indiana. They lost. They were playing FBS school. You know, we're used to playing those FBS schools and coming back kind of beat up a little bit. Do you think they're going to be that way after playing Indiana?
Geez, I hope so. I hope none of them got hurt, but I hope they're really, really sore and they're tired and they're beat up. They played Indiana very well. They lose 28-10, and it was a good football game. It was always a competitive game throughout the game. So I think they're an improved team from last year.
Kickoff set for 2 p.m. Of course, you can listen to the game on the Golden Eagle Radio Network, and you can read all about it in the Herald-Citizen. Coach, we wish you the best of luck at Indiana State. We'll talk about that game right here next week on the Watson Brown Show.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
All right.
The Watson Brown Show has been brought to you by IWC Cash and Carry, Wendy's Breakfast of Cookeville, Zaxby's, Pepsi, and Miller Lite.
With quality brand name products at affordable wholesale prices, Cash and Carry is the perfect place to shop. Whether shopping for individual, business, churches, or more, Cash and Carry is sure to meet your needs. Cash and Carry of Cookeville, 931-528-8050.